Welcome to the Creator Mindset Podcast. This is episode number 82, and we are here with Gaetano and Adonis from the band Ragdoll Sunday.
Welcome to the Creator Mindset Podcast, where artists, performers, and entrepreneurs share knowledge that will kick off your career and take you to the next level. Turn your vision into reality with your host, Ariane Hines.
This year only, I bought my ideal house. I connected with an anchor at CNN and she became my client. I coached all the speakers at TEDx and I gave the credit to my work, my inner work with the Avatar Chorus. I created this podcast and I am very successful in my private practice in Zurich. All of this is not because I'm better than you or someone might be better than you. It's just that my attention, my energies are not cluttered by the past. And I can actually manage my attention. These are results from the Avatar course. My new freebie is a free information about the Avatar course. It lasts about 45 minutes to an hour online. It's totally free. And you can know if this course is for you, if this is the method you'll be looking for. So don't hesitate and write me an email at ariane@arianeleanzahines.com. There, I will answer you and we'll set up your first introduction to the course. All right, enjoy this episode. Consisting of an international lineup, but formed and based in Zurich, Ragdoll Sunday bring a real fresh approach to the current rock scene. They play a variety of different styles, spanning the rock genre, varying from swirling epics through acoustic pieces and punchy hardcore, overlaid with soaring vocals recalling the prime of the late great Cornell or Staley. The band is completed by the openness to embrace all styles, with the result being an impressively listenable cacophony. I didn't come up with that. They did. And in his first episode, an interview, it was numbered 49 on the Creator Mindset Podcast, Gaetano, the lead singer of the band, described the band's journey from meeting, forming the band, and rehearsing, starting writing songs, and getting a management company to support them, and touring this past fall in Europe and in Mexico. So today we will talk more specifically about their brand new EP, which came out last January and is called Immigrant. And yes, welcome guys. Adonis, the guitar player, and Gaetano are here with us today.
Hello, nice to be here. Thanks a lot.
Hi there. Thank you very much for the hosting. Thank you.
Yes. So tell us a little bit, you can say who you are and what your role is in the band, and maybe, just a little bit about you and your story with the band, each of you. Let's start maybe with Adonis, that we never heard before on the podcast.
Yeah. So hi there from me. I'm Adonis and I'm from Greece. Fortune brought me here to Switzerland, mostly for work, and I don't know, try to find my way around. And thankfully, I had the luck to meet Gaetano, and then we formed the band together. I'm the guitarist of Ragdoll Sunday, and one actually from founding members. And yeah, well, here I am.
Here you are. Yes, here you are. And Gaetano, you can just tell us a few words about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I'm half Italian and half British, as my name suggests. But my voice doesn't. And like Adonis said, we met each other. We were lucky to come across each other. We came to Switzerland for different reasons, and we were lucky to find each other, and we connected on many levels, musically and personally. And we formed the band. We are the founding members, and here we are. So fortunately, it's all worked out quite well so far.
Great. So today we're going to talk specifically about your EP, Immigrant. It came out in January, end of January, I think.
That's right, yeah. It came out on January the 19th.
Yes. And there are 4 tracks. And the first track is What a Day. Correct?
Exactly, yeah.
Can you tell us who wrote the song and what's the story behind the song?
So basically, I will take the lead on this one because I really like this song and the story behind it. It was one of them days, you know, when you're in the studio and you have this, somehow nothing works out well because it was one of these, you could call it an unproductive day. Because we just rehearsed generally and it was a problem with the timing from the members, so everybody had to leave earlier. And eventually it was me and the drummer, Manuel, money for friends, left behind and we said, you know what, okay, let's jump. It was like last year, actually, this got written. It was last year, and we just pumped the volume a little bit more. And this song just came out like that. The whole song, from first second to the last. We just performed it from the beginning like that. It was just a jam. Me and him just going crazy, actually. And we liked it that way. And then we sent, I recorded on my phone, roughly. And then I sent it to Marco, and he to Mr. Gaetano, and he liked that. And then somehow this song grew in us a bit more. I don't know, it's one of my favorite songs actually from the EP because it's one of the really fun songs to play live.
Cool. Do you have something to add, Gaetano?
Yeah, it's quite funny really actually because this EP was a little bit unusual in how each of the songs was created. We'll come to those. But yeah, I mean, these guys sent me this crazy song. And I was like, damn, because I was on holiday, you know, so I was, when they wrote it, these guys were jamming without me because I was away. And then they sent me this crazy song. And I thought, oh my God, what's going on? They were, you know, angry or something because it sounds pretty intense. But yeah, I loved it from the beginning. You know, I had a lot of energy. And, you know, I came back and I was in my house and I tried to put down some rough vocals and write some words that I thought were very relevant for how we were feeling about certain things, you know. I mean, nothing is ever written without any sort of story behind it in terms of, you know, what the words are saying and how the music is, you know, together. And yeah, just wrote some stuff and it came together very easily and quickly, actually. Yeah, I mean, it's a very cool song. I mean, the reason we put it first on the EP is because, you know, it's our first release and we really wanted to come out. And I think many people, they listen to this first song and they think, oh my God, you know, they are like this crazy, intense band. And I don't mind that at all, personally. You know, that's what I want to do to people. I would rather have a song that kind of like runs up to you and punches you in the face, because then at least you have to pay attention, you know?
Yes. And now we're going to listen to the song.
Yeah! Picking up and saying too much, hard by, who just got into
All right. So, second track on the EP is Sleeper. So, it must be a different kind of feel for the creation of this song.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead, Adonis.
Okay, so that was another fun part. Through the course of this band, we changed a lot of members. A lot of people came in and left, and it's not because we are not good guys. I hope we are, and that wasn't the case. Generally, people, like, the commitment on the band is a big thing for us. We, of course, we have our day jobs and lives, but committing to the band. So yeah, and then as I said, we changed several members in the band. So the Sleeper actually was an idea from our ex-bassist, let's say, for the terms, but he's still in the band. He's still a member, but not that active because of his personal choice from Mr. Mark. So he wrote the main theme, the opening riff of the song. And then, meanwhile, we're jumping around in the studio. It was like, okay, I have this nice idea. We played around a bit, and then that's normally how we write songs. I mean, most of the times I bring the idea on the table, and then we all work around it. That's why we don't claim credits individually for the songs. Like, I wrote this song. Okay, there are songs that I wrote completely, or songs that Mark wrote completely, the bass player, and Gaetano. We all have, of course, our credibility, but we write the song as a team together because we have different backgrounds, musical backgrounds, that adds up to our final style. So the Sleeper was main idea from the bass player, Mark, and then I added my style, and then we all came up together with this, and that brought us the feeling. As the song goes through, it's like a story. So the more you play it, and the more it grows in you, the different the story becomes in a way. It's pretty much alive, like a living being. And that gave us the feeling of suffocation while we were going through, and that was the general feeling around it.
Okay.
But that I will leave to Mr. Gaetano to explain you better as he wrote the lyrics on this song.
Yeah, but that's very true. I mean, actually, I would say this song is probably the most directly collaborative effort we had because, as Adonis said, Mark came with the idea, the very first opening bass line, and then it was really nice, and we all kind of had these ideas of how to structure it and arrange it and so on. And the whole idea, of the song is that it's kind of a quite intense song. It doesn't really let up. It has dynamics, but there's like references here and there, like the section in the middle with the breathing and obviously the lyrics and the way it kind of goes up and down and finishes very intensely. It's all about the kind of intensity of life and how things can kind of, well, all of the songs can be interpreted in any way you want, actually. I always write the lyrics in a way that anyone can listen to them and gain their own interpretation. But for me, it's about this, it's about just having to get through life and also, people, they might mean well, but they are really not being authentic or honest with themselves about what they should be doing and how they feel about stuff and so on. There's many people living a lie out there, and so I tried to really illustrate that with the lyrics, I think. But yeah, this is something we really came together on, and actually we have a video coming up for this very soon. So
cool. You're gonna have to let me know, and I'll add that to the show notes. So let's listen to Sleeper.
I don't know what to say. I don't know
We are already talking about the third track, entitled Lights. So who wrote this one? Who was coming up with the first idea for this one?
Mr. Adonis.
Again. Oh.
So he came up with the idea, actually. This is another song that was written, I think, in the same period while I was on holiday. And I've always been...
I'm grateful when he goes on holidays, as you understand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the band's most productive time. But actually, this one is more like a kind of heavily influenced, I think, by the grunge that we have listened to in the past. You know, bands like Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and all this stuff. I mean, this style of music is really in our style, along with other things. It's an epic song. It's very dynamic, and for me, it's actually. I mean, I love all of the songs really in their own ways, but I can say from the singing perspective, for me, it's really the most fun because I'm doing a lot with the voice, very high, very low, different phrases, and the structure is very different as well. So yeah, for me, and the song itself is about loss. Actually, it's as simple as that. It's just about losing something, and I'm not going to say what for me personally that is in this song, but I think anyone who listens to it, and everyone of course has experienced loss. So this is really the key concept lyrically.
Okay, all right, loss. Adonis, you want to add something?
Yeah, just from my perspective, because I like sharing this. It's a really nice opportunity for me to share the backstory, how a song comes up. Because I don't claim to be a musician, I'm not a professional musician. Because to me, professional, putting the word professional behind your name has to do with degrees and studies. And actually, I learn music literally on the streets, like we will say. So that's why I don't really know professionally. I'm not a professional composer. I cannot really write music on the spot and say, okay, now I'm going to write a song. And then this song is going to go like this with theory patterns. I'm really not like that. Sometimes it just happens, it's like the magic. And that was the lights came like this from the studio, actually. It was one of these days that I was really dead tired because we rehearse in the mornings on weekends, and then I work in the nights. So I was pretty sleepless. And then, when you have this numb feeling of insomnia, let's say, pretty much, after the lack of sleep, you're sleepless, and then everything kind of feels blurry and strange. Well, light came to me like this. I just plugged in my guitar in the studio. The sound was pretty clear and all surrounding me. And then all this feeling I had inside me of kind of dark and kind of like weird, like the wave, like the water changing in me. Then this song really got written like that. It was really, that's why every time we perform the song, I really get in this feeling. I get in this position again and I kind of drift away with that. That's why I love this song, actually.
It's nice to have like a feeling you can relate to. So whenever you're on stage, you can just really reconnect to that feeling and bring it back where it started all. Huh?
Actually, it's a bless to have this.
Yes.
Thing.
I think when we worked a little bit with Gaetano on performance, we discussed that, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely, and I completely agree. I think at least I can say, I guess it's the same for any musician, but only I can speak for myself. Is that every time one of these songs I'm singing it, I have to reconnect with what I was feeling at the time when it was originally written. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
I think that's the price you must pay in a way if you're a performer, is that to really show authenticity in your performances, you have to relive that moment. And sometimes that can be very difficult, because maybe those songs came out of a bad time. But for me, it's like an exorcism, actually. So, for me, it's the same as talking about something in a way that happened previously in your life. Maybe it was a very bad time. But at least, you're singing it, you're performing it, something good came out of that difficult time, perhaps.
Exactly. Yes. It's kind of a cathartic feeling you have.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's listen to Lights. And now the fourth track, Heart Create. So who wants to...
You know this one very well, don't you, Ariane?
Yeah, I do know this one. Yes.
Well, these guys were very active in their holidays. I had to do something to try to redress the balance. And actually, this song is very personal to me. And we are always looking collectively to write songs in different ways. There's been times where Adonis and me have been in my house, just this acoustic guitar and me, and we just write something on the spot, and that's the song. It's, it can happen like that. For us, we are quite productive. We are very fortunate. We have a good chemistry and all this stuff. But in this case, actually, it was quite unusual because it was the first song where I wrote the melody and the lyrics and sang everything just along to a beat, actually, originally. And then I took it to the guys, and it was a new challenge for everyone, to write a song like this. But in the end, actually, I have to be honest, this song really surpassed all my expectations. The guys did a really, really great job of, making my original vision into something really great. And I really like this song because it's something that's really different on this EP, And that's for me, the main thing for this song. And I would say overall is we tried on this EP to really show all our sides, in 4 tracks. It's difficult, but I was really happy with it, really. I'm really enjoyed this song a lot. And it's also a great song to sing as well. It's really fun to sing. And I think it has this kind of intensity without needing to be heavy and crazy.
Mm.
And lyrically, it's about isolation, effectively. It's basically about this, and many people these days, they are only making very quick, superficial judgments on people or ideas about people. They don't take the time to really get to know them, and they don't realize that everyone has a backstory. Everyone has a journey that they've been on to get where they are today. There may be reasons why people are like this or like that, and it's kind of around this sort of thing.
Adonis, you want to add something?
Yeah, that's the thing. What I love in music and communicating through music, why I love this art, is the fact that, for example, Gaetano had his idea about the melody he had sung in his head. And that's actually the musicality in it. That's the music he heard in himself. So it was quite a challenge because he brought the song to us, but we listened to it in a totally different approach. If you listen to if you isolate the vocals on its own, you could hear the song in different ways. And then somehow when we listened to the song, when he sang it to us and he brought it to the studio, we brought it to another approach, a bit more dark, a bit more, like you said, we felt these feelings as well. He brought out these feelings to us, and it was pretty fun for me, because one thing I'm really thankful for this band, now, that's why I really love, and the reason I love this band, is that it really made me grow up musically.
Mm-hmm.
My background is more what you say, straightforward heavy metal on other bands I played, and I played also several cover bands and more alternative rock, nothing like the style we play now. And that's why I learned a lot from the guys, try to listen more and just, grow the song in you. And it's the first time I used different effects. Actually got into the idea of buying more pedals and try to tune my sound, try to make my voice be heard in a more clear way.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly how this song came out. If you listen to the song in the beginning when the guitar kicks in, when it starts, it's quite minimal and kind of dark. This grungy sound is when I bought my new pedal, and I would really like to play around with that. And somehow I thought it's going to sound cool on this melody to make it a bit more minimal, and then build it up on the way to the end and make it more epic. And it was really fun to write this song. For that reason, it was really creative.
Cool.
That's it.
Fantastic. So let's hear it. Well, thank you so much, guys, for being with me today and describing your EP and your 4 tracks that you released. What are your plans for the future?
Well, thank you, first of all, very much for the opportunity to talk about it. It's really appreciated, and giving us the forum to do that. I think now we are talking to some people about touring later this year again. And we actually have a couple of videos scheduled for release in the next few weeks. So, as I said earlier, Sleeper is one of them. The other one I'll leave as a mystery for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll be out in due course. You can check out the website for all the information. We're also on social media. And just keep moving forward, keep writing music. We actually have 2 shows in Switzerland, in fact, these coming days. We have one this weekend in Exil on the 4th in Zurich. And we have a show on the 17th at Mundwerk in Erliken, also in Zurich, if anyone wants to come along.
And what's your website?
The website is www.ragdollsunday.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, and I'll see you or hear you soon. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Creator Mindset podcast at www.arianeleanzahines.com.